think other than the sad thing of it being the norm here, but there was actually one specific thing that just sprung a friend and I to actually pursue this. There was one night when there was a guy who had pretty much been abandoned by his friends. He was passed out and someone called me, and actually I thought the guy was dead, honestly. Then when I went there, and then he told me that this guy's had too much to drink and he was passed out face flat on the road, and he wasn't in a good state at all. And what made it worse is that he had his friends just on the opposite end of the road, and they were laughing and saying, "No, he's fine," and we thought, okay. It didn't sit well with me, so I thought, let's see how we can help this guy. But I was alone at that time, well, apart from the other guy who called me aside. So I just went to get help from a friend so we could try and see what we could do about it. And it involved, we had to actually carry this guy, so we got some help. We took him to his room, but we found out it was actually worse than it appeared to be, and he eventually had to be taken. An ambulance came through to get this guy later that night.
There has been a growing problem of alcohol abuse at Monash. Drinking on campus, rapes, and other crimes that have been induced by the abuse of alcohol, and this has sparked a debate among the authorities.
You've heard of circumstances, or you've seen circumstances where kids go drunk to class, they don't listen to lecturers, or sometimes, as Moncras has said to me, they found a guy who was lying outside on the road who was under the influence of alcohol. Those are some of the issues that we have,
Okay, first of all, I'm only allowed to sell alcohol from 5 o'clock in the afternoons, and that's only up until 11. So yes, it's people are here for their studies and during the day, and then after hours, yes, there's the opportunity to have a drink. Then from 7 to 9, I'm also not allowed to sell alcohol. So I've got windows of between 5 and 7 to sell alcohol, and from 9 to 11 to sell alcohol.
No one's going to be expecting when something worse happens. We don't know if somebody's going to die from something like that. No one's going to be expecting it. Also, there's been a couple of bad things in the past, even just here. I think it was my first semester here. You witness the passing of 2 students in the space of about 3 weeks. And the root of the issue, but people are quick to put that aside and just quickly be like, it's sad that we've lost these students. But no one seems to want to do anything about where the root of the problem is. It's like people I don't know if they're afraid to do it, or to them it's not that big of a deal.
Well, if students want to drink, it doesn't matter where they get it from. If they want to drink, they will drink. So yes, it should not be that available to students, but at the end of the day, if students want to drive to the bottle store or drive to Stones or drive to any supermarket and buy some alcohol, they will do it. It's all a matter of control and self-discipline. You need to control yourself. You need to learn where to cut off.
The question then becomes, what's the way forward? Should alcohol continue to be sold and consumed in the manner that it's being handled at the moment? Or should stiffer measures be put in place? Student Development and Moncras recently organized a debate, and this is what the students had to say.
Okay, yes, alcohol has got bad side effects, I understand, but this is university, and I feel like Monash should not try and show your students, because we're going to be exposed to the real world, and if you are narrowed and they withhold alcohol from you, you're going to get out there and you're going to be exposed to it. So you can't protect people from some things. You have to choose as an individual if you're going to take it or if you're not going to take it. And what you do when you've taken it is your responsibility as an individual. So I don't think we should withhold that opportunity or privilege from other people because of statistics or what happens when you do.
There seems to be an undertone. The undertone seems to be if someone makes the choice to do something, then it's okay, regardless, just as long as they made the choice. And if that is the undertone, then why is it wrong for us to take drugs? Why is it wrong for a person to be a pedophile? If we have a mentality of I make my own choice and it's my problem, and it's only going to affect me, so we shouldn't say anything about it. If we have a mentality like that, that'll be the demise and the decay of the society. There's no way that we can build a society that is going to be fruitful, a society that is going to be that is going to have positive things. If we turn a blind eye to each other and just say, hey bruh, it's your own guan, you can just do what you want. Because if my brother dies, it's not my fault. But they...
All who are thirsty, and all who are weak, come to the fountain, dip your heart in the streams.
Everything starts at home, right? People need to be educated from home. It all starts in the family setup. No shouting at your mother. No drinking too much. I mean, the standards should be, once you get here, you should have those standards in place.
I think, personally, it's a blessing for me to be standing here, because I think I'd be lying if I was sitting here on certain points, because I've never struggled with alcohol. I don't drink, but I don't see myself as better than someone that does do it. But I will say with things that I've struggled with, for example, porn in the past, for me that only changed when I started pursuing Jesus. When I received that He pursued me. So I say the only thing that can transform you is the gospel. That's Jesus Christ. It's the only thing.